Hey, welcome to another video with me, your Wednesday guy, Kai. I apologize for this video being uploaded so late at night, and I apologize for my hair, and I apologize for everything. I promise I will look better and upload earlier when I'm done with midterms and with these two papers, these really long papers I have due this month. So, anyways, with that out of the way, this week's topic is being stealth versus being out. And to be completely honest, I don't really have a lot to say on this topic because, one, I've never really been stealth at all, ever. Even before I came out, I started telling people, hey, I think I'm trans, so I didn't even really go through the questioning phase all by myself. And then once I've kind of figured it out, I started telling people and never really stopped. There was a time when I thought, when I get to the point where I can pass, then I'm definitely going to be stealth and stuff. And it just kind of got to a point where I realized that being transgender is such a big part of my life, and me as someone who's very much into film and storytelling, it was such a big part of my story that I just couldn't cut it out completely. And pretty much anyone I talk to within the first conversation or so, I'll probably mention that I'm trans somehow, just from it coming up. I'll be like, they'll be like, what do you do? Do you have a job? I'll be like, no, I just do a lot of YouTube videos mostly. Then they'll ask what the videos are about, and then pretty much all of them are about being transgender. So that happens, or just like stuff like that. A lot of stuff in my life just has to do with me being transgender. Such a big part of my life that people usually find that out about me pretty early on. So I've really never been stealth. As far as what I think about being stealth or people being stealth, I've always been one of those people who's like, go and live your life and do what works best for you and what makes you most happy, and as long as it's not hurting anyone else, I really don't feel like I can have an opinion, a real opinion on it, because I don't know the whole story or all the facts, or I don't know how you feel, and I'm not you. So, I think just when it comes to things like that, it's important to do what makes you feel best. Of course, there are certain situations where people have to be stealth, either for safety or just to so they won't get fired or something like that. If it's a place that doesn't have protective laws, discrimination protective laws. So other than that, really, I mean, how much is anyone really stealth? Because if you are stealth and you're talking about it on the internet, then at the most you could be stealth in every other part of your life, but you're not stealth on the internet. So when it really comes to down to being stealth and stuff, I think a lot of it has to do with levels of being stealth, because most of what I hear is people are stealth in this area of their life or this area of their life. I mean, would any of us really hear from someone who was completely stealth in all areas of their life? Maybe anonymously on the internet, but that's still something, right? So I think I know there's been people who've gotten a lot of crap for being stealth. However, they are being stealth in whatever aspect, I don't know. I haven't really looked that much into it, but as far as what I think about that, I just think that we need to kind of look at ourselves and say, hey, I wouldn't want someone on the outside commenting on certain things in my life when they don't know the whole story or all that, or they're not me. So why would I do that to someone else if they're not hurting anyone? That's how their life is. That's how they either chose for it to be, or that's how circumstances made it for whatever reason. And can you really judge that, not being on the inside of that? I don't really feel like you can. I don't feel like I can, so I don't try to do that. So I've never been stealth. I'm totally fine with people being stealth for whatever reason. I think there are certain situations when you have to be stealth, and unfortunately that sucks because I don't think there should be, but we're not there yet, and I don't know if we'll ever be there completely. I mean, there's people are just suck sometimes for whatever reason, and everyone deals with that. But the only other thing I can really say is kind of just being read as male now, being seen as male, just from my appearance and my voice and stuff like that. I do kind of have this privilege of being stealth automatically in my everyday life, and it is my choice to tell people that I'm transgender. I think for the most part, people don't look at me and go, "Oh, that person's transgender." I don't know what they're thinking of, but I've never really been in a situation where that's been made obvious that someone was like, "Oh, that must be someone who's transgender." So I mean, I do have that privilege of kind of automatically going stealth in my everyday life, but I think everyone has those parts of their life where strangers just don't know it, and unless you start talking to someone or getting to know someone, then they later find out. I think everyone has those certain aspects of their life. For me, one of that's being transgender, but it is something that will probably come up in one of our first few conversations if I do start to try to get to know you or want you to get to know me. So that's just what I have to say about that. I'm definitely out in every aspect of my life, except for walking down the street or walking into a store. Those people who I see casually most likely don't know most of them, the majority of them, but for other than that, by choice, I'm very out, and I've never really been stealth, but I see nothing wrong with being stealth. I hate that sometimes people have to be stealth for safety or discrimination purposes, to avoid discrimination. But other than that, choosing to be stealth, I see nothing wrong with that. And we all have our own lives, our own lifestyles, and our own circumstances, and I think those all play a factor in someone's choice to be stealth or not, if they do have a choice in the matter. So that's about all I have to say. I will see you guys next week, hopefully a little bit earlier, but if not, definitely by next month I will be trying to put videos out earlier. Alright, love you all, talk to you soon, peace.